Oh, hit a button. Hello, chat. How are you? Oh. Well, we may lose power tonight. Why? It do be stormy. It be stormy here. Storm loss is like, I don't like this stuff. Anyhow, welcome. It's time to let the dice decide. As we figure out who I'm going to play. I'm logged in on the character I was on last time. And, well, since I'm here, I'm actually going to roll my daily dice before I turn it over to see what we're doing. Boop. Bloop. 98 on my daily dice. Heck yeah. So I got 1,000 XP and a spirit cake. I got a cakey. So I'm going to throw the cake in the thing. So anybody was hanging out yesterday on DDO stream with me. XP gem goes in there. We got some loot yesterday. You can't see it because it's behind my thing. Let me actually turn off the spreadsheet for just a second. I'm going to show you all the really cool stuff we picked up yesterday. And this is not even all of it. Like the augments are in their own special places. But in terms of named items yesterday, we picked up the legendary Gabble of Donvi in Order to the Court. We picked up the legendary Signet of Donvi. And I got the legendary Belt of Whirling Blades, the legendary Date Night Bouquet, did Fred's first date. And last night after the stream, I went and did the other 2 quests of Slice of Life. I got the legendary Swordfish! I got that swordfish! It looks like a clownfish. That's a sword. That's the first time I've seen one. And also, look at that. Mythic Blessed 2. Hell yeah. And that's the first time I've seen it since the first time I ever did that quest with my questing buddy. And I actually looted the swordfish on my character, but since I wasn't playing a character that could use the longsword, and he was, I was gracious and gave it to him. And then I hadn't seen it since until last night. I also picked up the legendary Architect's Cloak because I did the renovate the Ghostbusters haunted house. And I'm probably I'm actually hoping that maybe I roll a character that can do those quests either on heroic or legendary. Because I think Monoflayer really needs to see both of those quests. I think she would enjoy them. And yeah, the Architect's Cloak, I was playing it last night, like, damn! Bill Champagne was channeling Danny Elfman in his soundtrack. I'm like, okay. It was a little bit Beetlejuice going on in there. Anywho, that's before, but now let's make a decision. Let me get all these other windows out of the way. Now that I'm done showing off. Alright, 1d38 will determine which character we play. The only rule here is that if a character has been in the last 10 episodes or sessions of this series, they're on cooldown until... I should actually maybe make those... Hold on. Every week I update the spreadsheet, and it used to not be a spreadsheet. So this character, we're gonna make it red. We're not gonna paint it black. That's the Rolling Stones. But anybody who is gonna get the red color on their name is not eligible to be played. So Gemstone is off the table. Gemstone, by the way, I should note, Gemstone did hit level cap last night when I did the other 2 quests. I still need to gear her up. Let's see. Chaosbringer is off the table. And you're like, Druid, why don't you just refactor it for... No, that's too much work. It's just easier to color code things and be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna... So this gives me a better idea of what characters are eligible and which ones are not eligible. So I said the past 10 episodes, so anything... Episode 0 is safe. Episode 1 is safe. And episode 2 is safe. They're back on the menu. So Blue Flames is not safe. Kiriana is allowed to go. Yeah, she's allowed to go. Now Kiriana is actually back on the menu because she was episode 2. Because it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, no. Last 10 episode. So I would have to make it go, this week, Kiriana, be on the second episode is not eligible. So she gets the red name. So, Shadow Phoenix is off the menu. And Star Phoenix is off the menu. But anybody else is free and clear. And then after tonight, Kiriana, my max level Eladrin Paladin, will go back in the pool party. But for now, let's do our 1d38, and hopefully I don't roll one of those 10. I have a 1 in 3 chance of messing this up. Alright, let's do it. And this is, again, you can see the roll in-game. 1d38. What number do we get? 9. Number 9. Number 9. Deathknell. Ooh. We're gonna need to do some homework with some housekeeping on that character. So Deathknell is my Deep Gnome Wizard from Wayfinder. So episode 12, I'm gonna mark it there. And then I'm gonna take Kiriana off of my frozen list. But no, alright, and we're gonna save our spreadsheet. So number 9 was what was rolled. So let's switch over to that character. Let me put this back in the corner. Alright. Now let me get rid of that. It's actually really exciting. Okay, so this is not a character I've actually played. So let me tell you the story of Deathknell. First of all, her name used to be something else. She was on Wayfinder. She was one of the 5 characters that I had on Wayfinder that survived the 3-week rollback that Wayfinder experienced a few years back, several years back. All of the Standing Stone games, I think this might have still been under the Turbine Aegis. I forget exactly when it happened. But basically, both Standing Stone games were down for a week. Whole week, the websites were down, everything was toast, the community was in a uproar, all the gaming press sites had a field day with it, content creators had a field day with it. It was horrible for all of us, because everybody's like, I need my fix. So, the problem is, when DDO came back up, Wayfinder suffered a catastrophic database issue to where they had to roll Wayfinder back 3 weeks. And so any purchases that were made to accounts involving Wayfinder, any characters created, any loot people got, any, where their characters were, how many TRs they had done, all of that stuff gone. So what they did is they couldn't recover that data. The data was corrupted. There was nothing they could do about it. They tried their best, and the end result was that data was gone. And so they reverted back to the last safe database that they had 3 weeks previous. And they granted every character on the server that had been created before the save point got an XP stone worth 2 million XP and another XP stone worth 4 million XP. Basically, the XP equivalent of an Autos box and an improved Epic Autos box. And we also got piles of greater discovery boosts. Not the treasure hunters one. I think we got those too. But the discovery boosts for the named loot, we got a ton of those. I wound up 200 of those. We got basically they showered us with some goodies to make things better. And so what wound up happening to me is that I wound up with a bunch of characters. I didn't really know how to use XP gems back then. I kind of did, but I didn't maximize it because I really wasn't in a guild that had shit buffs, and I didn't use a sovereign pot or whatever. So I have like a brace of like 5 or it might have been 6 characters that wound up being level 26, 27, 28, thereabouts. And so this one, Deathknell, she had a different name before, and it's because I already had a character of the same name on the server, and I actually don't have that character name now. I might have actually deleted the spare. Either way. By the way, I love the name of my arcane trickster. Talk to the hand. Anyhow, Deathknell, I chose that name because this is the Deep Gnome Pure Wizard build, right? So she's a Deep Gnome. She's wizard, and she's basically a death thingy. All death all day long. Negative, whatever. Has the thing. But I never really played the character. I had like a level 8 one, or maybe a level 7 one. I forget. I had basically mucked about. Or I might have actually, no, I actually think I made a Deep Gnome, just like you create one, create an iconic and you just forget about it. That's exactly what happened there. So I had an iconic base standard Deep Gnome, and I was using her for I don't know what I was using her for. Bank storage, actually. And then when the 64 to 64 transfers came up, it came down to where it's like, well, I need to trim some fat, as it were. And the other character is the one that did not make the cut. Okay, now that being said, I don't remember how to play this character, so we are going to need to do some housekeeping. And yes, I am in the anniversary, because why not be in the anniversary? Except there's nothing I can do here, except if I really wanted to. I could, do this thing and just run around and, see if I get anything other than tasty ham. And you could just do this for like 5 years and, you're whatever. Oh, man. Alright. I always do that once, just for giggles. But we're going to come out of the anniversary, and we are going to go to the Hall of Heroes to start with. I have my 6-hour boost. I also have my guild buffs. And I'm debating what I want to do. I mean, level 26 is just about where I can start doing, like, wildernesses. Maybe start hitting up some rares in Saltmarsh or in the Feywild or something. And maybe start getting some XP that way. Because one of the things I don't want to do is I don't want to waste the loot boost, right? On something that isn't like level 29 and higher. So we call the character Bada Bing. I appreciate that. Alright, let's go see what I got here. Okay, so this character is literally wearing all the level 15 gear, so going into wildernesses with this is going to be a thing. I should definitely get me some level 20 gear to start with, though. And let me take a... I want to just basically... We are going to spend some time doing housekeeping before I go and actually cause any trouble. Because, again, there isn't much level... there isn't much... Let me do this way. When you're level 26, there isn't a lot of questing you can do that's going to give you named loot. A lot of it's going to be like Evening Star stuff. 3-Barrel Cove is a possibility. Oh, I could farm for gibbers. That would be fun. And those would be good ways to get XP. But I'm also kind of thinking leveling up through just practicing with the rares in like Saltmarsh or wherever might be a good idea. Though it would be nice to do what goes up, because I love flying glaciers. That's actually one of my favorite quests. So I do like the Stormhorn's quest stuff. The main problem that I'm seeing with that, honestly, is the simple fact that all the gear that I'm going to get will be helpful, yes. But will it be useful? Not really, but I think, though, I will definitely get me a couple of weapons from the Keep on the Borderlands. Because I definitely want to get the Keep weapons to start with. Because right now I just have my iconic weapons. So, yeah. I think wildernesses and beating up rares is going to be the plan after I get some iconic weapons. So let's go see what stuff I have in here. So let's go from like level 20 to 26. And I really don't have much of anything here. I do have a Lesser Tome of Epic Learning, which, you know, I should probably use one. We got a Trinket here. Crippling Seeker accurately. Ghostly is good. Globe of Incandescence, also really fun, but that's a positive kind of thing. What I really need is something that's not that. I do want to actually hop over to my epic loot character. One of the things you might notice is I have actually done a cleanup of my folders on the side. Because I thought, well, I got all my loot in the right character, so I don't need these folders anymore. Now I'm kind of like, you know what, I kind of do need those folders. So let's go see what we have on Loot Epics. Anything from 20 to 26 will be fine. As long as I can find something halfway decent. One thing I dislike about looking up items like this is I can't really see what their level is. Like, I can sort this by level here, so. Actually, let me... No, let me stay the course. Okay. So, we already had one of those. And let me sort this by 20 to 26 as well. How you doing, Hawkruffler and Amareth and Fawford? It's great seeing a whole bunch of you last night on DDO stream. I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised at how many people rolled into my DDO stream last night because I wasn't doing a giveaway. I was surprised about that. Oh, these would be, hello, Impactful Ghostbane, Weekend Undead. I'm thinking we're going for that for sure. So let's chuck that in there and get the other one as well. Probably dual wield those. Silver Sigil Gloves, UMD Displacement Ghostly. Wait a minute, does this also have Ghostly? Wait a minute, hold on. Why are they not both showing up? We definitely want to get this going for sure. Let me see. What happened there? Where'd the one dagger go? Did I put a thing in it? Did I lose it? Wow. I'm guessing the faith thing is causing it not to appear. It's weird. Either way. Okay, so we got two possible weapons. EMD, Ghostly. Was Ghostly one of these? Destruction Righteous. That had Ghost Bane, but it didn't have Ghostly specific. Okay, so Silver Sigil Gloves. High Invisibility God, Sneak Attack Bonus. Yeah, basically I'm looking for things that can go Let's see. Listen, spot, accuracy, deadly, curse of clumsiness. I don't know. Nether orb. That's what I'm looking for. I was looking for something evil. Except for potency, speller, intelligence, charisma, spellcraft. That may also be a decent choice. Let's pop that over there. Blade of the High Priestess. Plus 18, bewildering, wounding, slay living. That could be fun, but I need a caster item. Well, it is a caster item. But it's bind to character, so that's fascinating. Let's. Yeah, that's not gonna help. This one's a possibility. Go on. There we go. That's a plus 18 extra lightning strike. Yeah, not really for my character. This one, healing alert, no. Epic ethereal longsword, no. Smoke goggles. That might be interesting. No Roonies. How about the boots? Speed boost, fire absorption, sovereign fire. Yeah, that's a choice. Wizard's ward. Corrosion, acid spell power. Oh, hello, mythic shield boost plus 4. Fascinating, but not really. Not really what I'm looking for. Buckler, no. Shield, no. Okay, so we have some stuff there. Now I need to look through all the crap over here. So command, whatever. Hide and dodge. Warble dagger of key edges. It's not a caster item though. Death boots of jump. I like the Orcish Privateer's boost better. See, I still have my 20th anniversary thing because this is a let's see. That could be interesting. Bracers of Constitution. Illusion Resistance. We'll think about it. Mantle of Stria. Well, that's a level 5 item for this character. A Peridot Ring. We'll pop that over and see if that might be a thing. Silver Flame Boots of Jump. Not useful. Swift Boots of Balance. Swift Boots of P and MRR. Those could be possible. Well, no, I still like the Orcish Privateer boots. Always go with a named item. Plus, you know, the fact that even though the enhancement bonus of melee and range attack speed won't help, but the fire resistance, freedom of movement is really the good on that one. Okay, so we found some loot that's gonna help. So let me switch over and see what's what. How y'all doing tonight? What have you been doing in DDO? I went and completed the Slice of Life quest after the stream last night. Got gemstone up to level cap. And also got some really nice loot. I got the swordfish. I'm so excited. And that was really, really cool. Alright. I might need some Featherfall stuff. Let me see if I have any decent Featherfall gear. I mean, Featherfall you can just slap on anything. Featherfall and Deathblock, I want both of those. But I need to find something it's in the level range. You know. So 20 to 26 we should find something. Shields and heavy armor. Medium armor. I don't know if that's going to work. But we'll try. So that's level 4. Level 32. Level 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 32. Ugh. 34. 1. 1. Level 1. Level 1. Level 1. 1. 1. 23. Ooh. That could actually, that's a solid right there. Because that's going to give me DB and give me stuff for my character. That's really nice. So now I'm just looking for a Featherfall item, which these boots are not going to be it. Featherfalling ring. Level 10 boots with insightful dodge. Okay, so we're still having to work around Featherfall, I see. Okay. Let me just, let's see what other Featherfall items I've got. Let me see if I got, like, anything from 15. Deflecting Ring of Featherfall, so... yeah, we'll go for that. Alrighty. That being said, let's get back to the play character. Again, we're going to be playing a Deep Gnome Wizard. I do need to do some character setup because I haven't played her since she came over from Wayfinder. Is everybody completely done with their transfers? Are you looking forward to 64 to 64 transfers? In my case, yes and yes. I have nothing on the old servers. Nothing. Nada. Zip, zilch, zero, the center of a donut. I have a tasty ham. I did not have a tasty ham for supper tonight. I had same thing I had for supper last night. Cheeseburger with bacon on it. Though I didn't take the ketchup mayo and make that as a spread on everything. This time I just went with, I buttered the bun. That's not a euphemism, kids. Literally bun with butter on top. And burger. Then bacon. Then a little bit of cheese. American cheese. No, actually 3 cheese. Or 4 cheese. I don't know. And then a little bit of ketchup. So it's very tasty. Very, very nice. Alrighty. So let's go see what some of this gear is going to do for us. So let's grab it all. See, look, I got a swordfish. I got the swordfish. Look at that, I got the swordfish. First time I saw that, I was like, you guys did what? This game? Alrighty. So I might go with like a sword and orb in this case. I don't know yet. Wait a minute, why is this saying I can't use... oh, mid-level 27, durr. Mid-level 32, durr. Well, that was dumb of me, wasn't it? But that's going to be really, really good. Let's grab that. Okay, so we have this whole pile of gear. And so we need to take a look at what I'm replacing and what I'm not replacing. So let's take a look at the 3 weapons. Get our offhand sorted up here. I think with the trinket is the trinket. Balance and dex, okay, whatevs. Versus the heroic inspiration, the good luck, striding. Of course, I'm going to duplicate striding, but epic voice of the master. I'm the master and you will obey me. Okay, so feather falling is currently not on either ring. So where am I getting feather falling? Off, not even off my boots. Interesting. Where am I getting feather fall from? So I'm using clothing. Okay, where are those goggles? Blast goggles. So intelligence plus 6, meta, efficient meta extend 2. I don't know. I mean, blindness immunity sounds good. But I don't know if the Manslayer stuff would work because I'm not intending to be a melee character. This is a caster. I don't know if that would even apply. It may not be worth sacrificing the +6 to intelligence, though. Okay, let's take a look at the cloaks. Again, the cloak is where I'm getting my feather fall from. Okay. The caster cloak is still pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's take a look at the 2 pairs of gloves. +1 to con, +5 to resistance versus UMD, lesser displacement, ghostly pairing, or wizardry spell pen and potency. Let's see what they do for me here. Let's see what this one does. Yeah, the saves is definitely changing. But more spell points always a good thing. So, I want to take a look at negative. Why is acid one of my highest? What the hell? Okay, acid to 326 versus acid being 326. Well, that doesn't change much of anything. Where was I getting ghostly from? Oh, we're going from a DB item to another DB item? That's funny. Portmanteau! Cozy Bean! What's up, lady? How's it going? We're deciding things today. Conjuration. But most of my spells aren't conjuration, are they? I need to finish those out. That's evocation. Also, I should probably check what my feats are. I go check my feats. Apparently I'm doing single weapon fighting on this character. That's weird. Deflected arrows. Describe wizard spell. I really need to sort that out. I got precision. Why do I? Okay, I don't know. Understand that. Now I'm pretty sure I just followed Strim Tom's basic. So spell focus illusion is about all I got going on here. Got Knight's training. Good evening, Ravenwolf. Cozy, what you up to? What are you causing trouble with? Hold on. Why are people tagging me? Why are people tagging me? Alright. Oh. Some actual good news today. The winners of the annual Tolkien Society Awards were announced today. And I'm privileged to be acquainted with 3 of the winners. And one of them just replied to my congratulatory post and said thank you. A very beautiful lady by the name of Miriam Ellis, who was voted best artwork, and oh my god, she is so good. And she's just a sweet lady. Okay, let me go find the god dang build for this character. So let me go look at my tunes list. Deathknell is using Strim Tom's Hardcore Season 4 Deep Gnome build. So that's going to be fun to go find because it was on the old forums and they don't exist anymore. But that's good. I can look up his stuff on his Google document because he put them all in a Google document. Bless his soul. So this was Deep Gnome Wizard Eldritch Knight. This is the one he played day 1 on Hardcore Season 4, however how long ago that was. So he says this character is tanky, but also takes the undead route instead of the Warforged route. Healing is consistent and coming in constantly, but instead of using direct healing, you get mostly the burst and aura. Is very strong and good option for outside of Reaper mode for sure. So Eldritch Knight stuff is what we're going with here. So maybe I should do like a different weapon, because I pick spellcasting weapons. I pick daggers. Though the Epic Ethereal Dagger would be good to do, like, you know, Delaras or something, or Catacombs. So I was incorrect. This is not supposed to be a casting character. And so my initial thought about the Manslayer thing sounds like I should go with that. So we're going to lose 6 intelligence. That's going to be fun. Oh, and I hate bind to character stuff. I hate it. I hate it a lot. Because there's no going back. But it's Mythic Boost +1. Hell, let's go. Ugh, yeah, we lost some intelligence there. We dummies now. Okay, so I don't want all the casting stuff necessarily. I like that can, even though we still have caster stuff because it's the iconic is just going to give you caster stuff. And remember, we wanted the Orcish Privateer boots because it's a faster movement speed, though we will lose spellcraft. We keep losing things. And we keep hearing thunder and lightning outside. Let's grab that, and let's put this here. So they are going to do more damage, both of them. So, otherwise, if I added an orb, that would... Yeah, that one doesn't have the spell types that I'm using anyway. This one is even better. Insightful Potency, Insightful Spell Lore. +10 Intelligence. Yeah, I think I want to do this instead of the offhand thing. Yeah, we're taking it. We're taking it. Okay, so let's move all the crap that I can't now use on this character into the vault. It's like, Druid, why are you keeping this crap? It's not going to do anything for you. So we are grabbing that because we just lost some stuff. Okay. So this can go in here. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna keep those. And we're gonna chuck that in there. I'm gonna chuck that in there. And I'm gonna keep both daggers though. Okay. That way if I need to switch based on what I'm fighting, I can switch out. Okay, so I need another thingy-mabopper. There we go. Come here. Come here. And looks like I'm riding the Dark Unicorn. And why do I have oh my god. Froggo? Oh, yeah. No. We need to go talk to some dudes. Let's do the rounds. We're gonna do the rounds. Whoa, hello, game lag. Look, not enemy. I didn't do it. Can't seem to get rid of it. What? Stormy weather? Stormy weather. Give me my wingies. Give me my footies. And I forgot to get the ones upstairs. So, yeah, this character has not really been played. So all of the character stuff that I have to do, like going to talk to these guys over here, like talking to Mortality to unlock my Dragon Horde footprints. Alright, clicked in the wrong... Your wing was in the way, lady. Alright. Lady! I did get all 7 pieces of the Dragon Horde. Bye! Mortality. And so we also need to take a look at the coffer. I wonder what the next coffer will be like. I wonder when the next coffer will be like. So this would be a good character for the Necromancer's coffer. Or the Echoes of the Black Rose coffer is also a good one for this one. But I kind of like the Barovian Vampire Hunter's outfit, just basically going all black with the Borderlands, with the Warduke helmet with the red eyes. Ooh, it does look good. So I don't think I necessarily want anything. I do want the Northwind Weapon Aura because that's the blue one, and we can do some fun stuff with our weapons with that. Oh, hold on though. I need 2 I need 2 daggers. No, thank you, please. We are gonna need to set up our enhancement trees and all of our other fun stuff. Monoflare is doing fun stuff with weapons. The whole point of this, and argue with you, like, yeah, this is true. So, Monoflare, at some point, I need to do the other 2 quests in the Slice of Life thing because you need to see them. Yeah, I need to see them. Oh, I don't have it with me. Sorry. Hold on. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. And yes, I'm riding a black unicorn that's farting yellow sparkles. I don't know why either. I honestly think that the black unicorns sparkles should have been like black or red. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. We want that. Thank you. Come on. Come on. Oh, it did come out. Hold on. Wait, did I not get it? Game, what are you doing to me? Oh, it's just being slow today. Or it might just be Hall of Heroes lag. And yes, my character is blurry. It is part of what she looks like. And it kind of does mess up with my head. Because, like, it hurts my eyes. Mama cat, what are you doing? Hey. Gently tugged on her tail. Listen to that thunder. All the windows are closed. It's all good. Give me one of everything. I like the fact that you can now go back and get your, the stuff that you missed. That was something they recently added to the game. And that was a good solid. So everybody who's missing their chunky boy can get their chunky boy back. And now everybody who's missing their Ravenloft stuff can get their Ravenloft stuff back. And if you never got to purchase the OG Ravenloft with all the goodies like the Bottle of Mist, you can now get that for DDO points. So technically, those of us who theoretically would have paid for $130 for that, people can get it for free. And I don't care. It's fine. I ain't fussed about it. Alright. Give me the Sharn stuff. Oh yeah! The Sharn guy! You know, the Sharn stuff again. I'd like to claim something. And then you still have to go back. And if you want to claim something, if you want to claim the Bottle of Freezing Mist, you have to claim it separately. And I don't know why that is. I'm violating some clean air laws. Yeah, we were doing frivolous things with Mind Players last night. It was fun. And I do like the silliness of those quests. See, that's the thing. Dungeons and Dragons can be super serious business, but it can also not be super serious business, right? That's part of the fun, is to actually not be entirely pedantically overly serious about it, right? Okay. All right. That being said, let's do this first. This is how they do weapon auras in this game, multiplayer. You do this. You put your thing down here, and then you click that, and then you click alter, and then you open it again, and you put your weapon down here. If you put your weapon down here, it'll automatically find the correct spell, and you click alter, and then you can just remove it. And you can do this as many times as you damn well please. It's really cool. It's really, really neat. Okay, now let's clean our bags out, because now we have a pile of crap coming in. Did I not turn in my salt marsh? Wait a minute. Did I not turn that in? I did not turn it in. Alright. Let's go fix that, because I did it dumb. Whee! So you see the dagger? Actually, it's kind of cool, because it's got the blue aura on the dagger itself, and then because of my character has, you know, the flames around her hands, or whatever they are. It does, yeah, it's kind of cool. Alright. Let me turn this in. I have it, it's right here! Oh, it's probably because my bags are full. Hold on. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. We're eating that, yep. Even Matt Mercer unwisely named an NPC Mike Hunt. Oh, Matt, you pure as the driven snow sometimes. I've hugged that man. He gives great hugs. I'm gonna stick with the bottle. I might actually go with the freezing bottle of mist for my thing. Yeah, the bottle of freezing mist. Even though the icon is still the purple, I'm like, that's not supposed to be that way. Okay, hold on. What is this? You've already used this tome. Alright. Get rid of it. Get rid of that. Actually, I can get rid of this one too, because I'm done with it. I have 5 billion of these, so I'm just gonna throw this away. I literally have like 70 of them in my shared storage. So I don't need them. Yeah, the racial +3 definitely is going to be a useful one. Another one named Pervin. I mean, honestly, Monotlayer, you really can't give anybody shit about what they name characters. And because you know what Celeborn's original name was. So it's not exactly... you know, since I can now get these on any character, I don't need to keep the Sharn stuff anymore. Technically, I don't even need to keep the hirelings either. Alright, now will you give me my thingy? Seriously? I don't understand that. Unless I already got one. They gave him such a hard time with that one too. Yeah. And you know, Teleporno was Celeborn's original name. But nobody knew what a porno was back then. Alright, how about you? Actually, I think I have turned in a salt marsh thing again. Simply because I have Froggo, so I had to have turned into salt marsh before. So this isn't gonna work. Let's get rid of it. Alright. The really trippy part is the historical European martial arts. They make heavy use of a manual by a sword master named Michael Hunt. And they do refer to him as Mike. Yep. Yep. Okay. So let's see what we got here. So we already have a Froggo, so I'm going to toss the Froggo. We do not already have a teal, but I don't think I'll be using level 7 teal. We're going to redo our hires from the get-go. I'm going to need to buy hirelings as well. But hey, since let me get 5,000 quid out of here. We can buy Garrett the Sainted. Level 25. Except, I think I'm going to be set up to where he can't properly heal. We'll figure that out. Okay. Darling. Drossheart. Let me get the high-end ones out of the way. So we will be able to use Darling. She's not going to be very good. And then we're going to have Rana, I think. Where's... Hold on. Who would I have over here? Froggo, no. Feywild Muse, no. Gonna get rid of you. And go with Rana. Get rid of you. So yeah, here's our crew of hirelings. Level 14 Rana, level 15 Guardian, Shield Guardian. Level 25 Owlbear, so he'll be tanky. And for trapping, or at least opening things, level 18 Darling. Well, trapping, basically disabling traps. And then I'm just going to get a Garrett the Sainted for my hireling. For my cleric hire. Actually, I think he's a favorite soul. Bottle of Freezing Mist for my teleporty. Not to be confused with a porta potty. Okay. That's good to start with. That's a good mix of hires. So we're going to start with her. And start with you. And then you. And then the bottle. Oh, I already got you down there. Okay. Let's go get some hirelings. And then we'll take care of our spell slots. That there is a horse's ass. So this one cool thing about this level of character is she can float. She got floaty floaties. So Garrett the Sainted is generally my go-to. Oh wait, I can't afford that many. Oh my god. Okay, let me see if I have any Garretts in the bank. I probably should. I know I have a pile of Albreths and I still keep buying them. Like a dumbass. Hi, Crabbin. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Alright. Let me take a look at chat. We are going to be doing a points giveaway. I think the code still works. And if it doesn't, I will make sure I get you a new code. It might have to wait till the turn of the month. Anywho. Let's go see if we have any Garretts in the gallery. Okay, so that's not the one. I should grab that and put him in the other bag. There. Because this one is, this one is my overflow. And so the second one is actually the good one. So if I have a Garrett, he's going to be in here. One thing I really hate about the hireling folder is, yes, I have 8 Illyries, and those are just the ones in this bag. 10-6 is nothing. I don't understand how they organize things here. It doesn't seem as if it's like first in, last out. It doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason to. It's like, well, how does it spelled? Is it a gold? I don't understand. Raptor claws. Shout out. See, I have like 8 Albreths just sitting here. How's it I don't have any Garretts? See, I even have 4 Albus Gladwins. Well, no Garrett, so we'll throw that in there. And we'll throw that in there. And we're going to get some more money, because I noticed that was out of money. We'll go for another 5 grand. I was just saying I got 10 million. I'm good. I'm okay. So what do you think I should do? Any quest you would suggest that I do? Because I'm just thinking of just running some Slayer deeds just to get a handle on how this character plays. Once I get everything set up for her. Because I still, as you can see, I still need to do my spell slots. Yeah. This character should be able to open her own locks, open doors, but she obviously is not a trapper of any kind. She's pure wizard. And not like the bad quote from the bad writer lady. We don't quote those books here unless with deep and ultimate scorn. First of all, let's remember to bind my spirit here. Yep, do that. Alright, let's go take a look. Let me take a look at my enhancement trees because I don't remember what I set up. So, come on, game. Show me my enhancements because I also need to spend. I have, I don't understand why it says I have action points remaining, but doesn't tell me what I have. That's weird. So we went primarily Eldritch Knight, with a healthy splash of Pale Master, and it looks like we went with the Shroud of the Wraith. Okay. I don't know why it has... I don't got it. Okay. Let me take a look at Strim's build for this. Bearing in mind that his build predates the change in Epic Destinies. But the Epic Destiny tree, we'll take a quick look at that as well. So I have a few of those points to spend. So the Epic Destiny tree he was using was Fate Singer, so that's what I went with for most of my stuff. And then he had his 4 twists were 2 Shadow Dancer, 1 Draconic Incarnation, 1 Exalted Angel. And I just put a couple of points in Primal Avatar and called it a day. So we might need to deal with that. I'm kind of eyeballing the idea of Magus of the Eclipse, though. Because Touched by the Moon sounds like it's sexy! And then, of course, Moonbeams. I love Moonlance on my Cold Druid. But also, I'm thinking Gloom Spear sounds like a good hot time. But the Gloom Spear would then fight with the Sword Sings, which is a really nice epic strike. It's very powerful. Yeah, plus 50% damage. Because remember, we're going to be in melee with this character. We're not just going to be a spellcaster. But apparently, hold on, I did have Gloom Spear. So Magus of the Eclipse got refunded at some point. So I did have Gloom Spear. I'll grab that. Let's see. Call upon Dream Reaver. So I had to have put more points in here to make this happen. Definitely Cloak of Silver sounds like a good place to put some points. That looks like what I did. That looks like what I did. Though deepening Arcana would be nice. Okay, we'll accept that. That way we get our Gloom Spear back. And our Dream Reaver back. So, in the main tiers, he spent 41 points in Eldritch Knight, which we already have. That's locked in. And I'm not okay. No, he had everything in tier 5. He had this and that. He just didn't have Radiant Force. He had everything else though. Okay, so this is settled. Then Pale Master, 21 points. Okay. And then Harper Age at 12 points. I spent 14. So where am I getting 4 action points remaining? I don't know. Agent of Good sounds like a good choice, pun intended. Alternatively, we could go Intelligence or Wisdom. We get a point of intelligence there. Saves would be good. Nope, doesn't help. Ooh. I like throwing rocks at people. 20d4 bludgeoning damage? That would roll as low as 40. 10 times 4 and roll as... Oh no, hold on. No, 20 times 4 is 80. So on the low end it would be... No, it'd be 20 to 80. I feel like save DC plus int modifier. Alternatively, we could put some points in Greater Color Spray, which would be very nice for CC. I think I already have Permanent Blur elsewhere. Actually, getting Strategic Combat sounds like a good idea because I have Intelligence modifier for damage, but I don't have it for 2 hit. With my melee weapons. That actually sounds like a good solid choice right there. And also, let's get our Harper leadership stuff going on. Yeah. So I'm already ahead of the game pretty much for all of my stuff because there was 6 points in Deep Gnome, which I've got already done. So 41 there, 21 there. I'm already ahead of the game. I won the game. So melee rage power universal. So we can go with that. Or we can go with this. 1 hit damage, 5 reinforcer spell power, or 3. I'm thinking 5. I'm thinking 5 because this only gives me +1 melee and range power. Yeah, I'm going with that. I'll go with that. Okay, we got our stuff done. Now we just need to set up our spells. Spells? Oh, man, look at all the things I need to put on my hotbars. Okay. I'm noticing I have a lot of crap on my hotbars. Honestly. Alright, Destiny. You are my destiny. Let's put that there. Let's put this down here. So, beam eclipse energy, single target deal 1d8 plus 8 negative damage per caster level up to max caster level 20. Or 2d10 sonic damage per character level that scales 200% with melee power. And what is my melee power? Probably not very good. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's sort our spells out. So level 3 spells. Does he have a spell list? Level 3 spells, he has displacement, haste. Haste is wonderful. Magic circle against evil, and rage. And so I have a free space. I can pick anything I want. I'm thinking maybe heroism, chain missiles. We can do chain missiles because it sounds like fun. So what else do we have? We have level 5. Oh man, choices. Level 5 spells. We have ball lightning. I said balls. So ball lightning. Cone of cold. Protection from elements. One of my favorite spells. Teleport. And free slot, so I can pick whatever. Break enchantment is actually a really good one to have, honestly. So I think we're gonna go with break enchantment because you know clerics having that is really cool. Psychotic blast can also be fun. Break enchantment costs how much? 21. I think since I'm gonna have my cleric handle all that, I'm gonna do the psychotic blast. I'll need another one of these. Okay. Put this here in the middle. And we're getting there. And I will be starting a giveaway soon. One of these days I will learn how to do the hotbars to where they do things right, but that is not today. Okay. Because I did want to move some stuff up into bar 8 and some stuff over to bar 7. The thing I wanted over at bar 7 was swapping out my weapon. So we're going to do a weapon set here. We're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. And we're going to put them both down here and hope I don't mess up which one is which. Game, stop it. Alright. So let's put we'll put cyclonic blast there. And we'll put chain missiles next to it. So a lot of these things I think I'm going to wind up clicking on because it's like I have too much other stuff going on here. Alright, what else we have? Level 8 spells. And in the list he only had autos and polar ray. So I have a lot of stuff to work on here. So we can do Arcane Tempest. That sounds really hot. So we're going to grab that. Black Dragon Bolt sounds like fun. Let's grab that. Powered Stun. Stun could be interesting. But I also like Sunburst. But the problem with Sunburst is it's a light-based spell. And so I think I would actually damage myself if I cast it. So I think I might actually go with a Summon Monster. Because having more friends to fight would be really, really cool. So I'm going to put this down here, and then we're going to do this. So Bezakira, Greater Elemental or Orthon. You know what? I'm going to go with the Orthon just because it's going to piss everybody else off. Orthons are fun when they're on my side. Okay. And we're going to put these down here. So I have all of these spells and I have no idea what they do. Other than obviously haste. I know what haste does. I know I have the things here. I have fire as my imbue toggle for right now. But one thing I like about this is I can change it however I want based on what I'm fighting. So if I'm fighting a construct, then I'm going to want to hit acid. If I'm fighting cold or water elementals, then I want Spellsword Flame. Then if I'm fighting fire elementals, I want to turn it over to frost. And then if I'm fighting anything that's prone to being electrocuted, then we go with that. And so we have a whole bunch of buffs that we can use. We have a couple of toggled abilities. And I don't know about that, how that would work out. So, the other spells, we have Eldritch Strike, we have Arcane Siphon. So these are all like melee things. So, Gloom Spear is a spell casty thing, but it's negative damage. What's my Sonic spell power? What's my Sonic spell power? What's my Sonic spell power? Not that great. I mean, acid is... No, actually, cold is my best option here. So maybe I should have taken the Moon Lance versus the Gloom Spear. (1d8 plus 8 negative damage per caster up to a max level. Flying 3 shot. I think I probably should have taken the other one. Hold on, please. Hold, please. Yeah, I think I want to change that. Yeah, let's change that around. We'll choose Moonlance. Moonlance is a lot of fun. And get those 3 and grab that. I kind of like the Golem one. Golem. Ooh, Living Meteor Swarm. Oh, we should get that one. Call upon Succubus, and it looks like the Rocky Horror Picture Show logo. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Living Meteor Swarm. Because it's much more fun to have them versus, you know, I think it'd be much more fun to have a Meteor Swarm on my side. I'm down for that. Okay, rejuvenation, doing that. Did that not save? It did save. I'm very confused. Maybe you have to reset it. Oh, it didn't actually save. Well, you dingleberry. I might have clicked close instead of accept. Like a dumbass. I chose the wrong thing. Yep, there we go. There's my moon lance. And there's my... We're going to put this up here. That way I can find them. I put this up here. I do kind of like the Magus of the Eclipse Destiny mantle, but I'm currently... Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I don't have it anymore. That's why. I was like, wait a minute, what? Sounds like maybe I shouldn't have gotten that, but I should keep that. Because I don't have a Destiny mantle right now. Hi, Magnifaction. How you doing? Because having this would be really nice. Because it would mean that I would take half damage from light. Rather than full damage from light. On the other hand, conjuring my own meteor storm sounds so much fun. We'll see how it goes. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to... let's go teleport somewhere. There's a wilderness that I can play around in. Cause a little bit of trouble. Let's put that there. Feywild, Saltmarsh, Isle of Dread, or Mithranor. Or Ravenloft, but Ravenloft doesn't have a lot of things nearby. Let's try Saltmarsh, just for grins. Let's see what happens when I start taking on some baddies in Saltmarsh. You got your characters transferred? Hell yeah. Good job. So again, we're running with a 25 Cleric Hire, a 23 Owl, well, level 25 Owl Bear, 18 Rogue, 15, I think he's actually a Sorcerer, and then a 14 Druid Rockstar of a Healer. We're going to see how we do. I'm not expecting this to be very, very good. Because remember, our gear is kind of shit. So the goal with this character is to eventually get her to 29. To where she can start using a lot of the level 29 stash of gear that I have. Let's set everybody to active. Let's put on Death Ward Mask. That's one reason why I like the favorite soul hires, is they often have Death Ward Masks. And the weird thing about this particular build is it doesn't rely on having this skeleton. Which I always thought was very fascinating. That you're not summoning your skeleton to defend you. You're just fighting things yourself. So let's do our exploration. Means we start with the haunted house up the hill, and then we will look to see if Briscoe the Beachcomber is home, or if the pirate is home, and then we're going to kick the pirate's ass if he's home. Alright, Briscoe is home, so no pirates for us tonight. And so we can do some Slayer deeds up in here. And the reason I wanted to fight like rares, because I have a better chance with my loot boost on this character. Because until she hits level 29, there's no real point in her doing anything other than rares, because that's the only thing she can access right now that drops named loot that I want.
Of churning salt water. Fisherfolk and sailors come to this thriving temple to offer their prayers to the god of the sea.
Ooh, I'm noticing I'm not using the right toolbar. There we go. Alright. Didn't get killed through our first few mobs. That makes my life happy. We're not dead yet. It's all rainy outside, which doesn't make me very happy. I mean, it's pleasant enough weather. It's just, I really need to get the roof replaced. Is he home?
For a moment,
He is home.
back by the sprawling pit and the foul smell. What vile thing have you discovered? Realize.
Here's the town dog.
The town dog.
Okay, so that wasn't as good as I wanted. Alright, let's go look at the catch of the day. And let me actually start the giveaway. That's not how you do it. That's also not how you do it. Giveaway, reset. Alright, should just be put the word points in chat, and that will get you an entry into the drawing. So I've been spending a little bit too much time watching videos from like The Voice, and it's not something I was expecting to actually get interested in. I was doing a lot of watching a bunch of Britain's, got talent shows, and I blame Terry Crews for that, because the first one I ever watched was him giving a Harlem choir a golden buzzer, and he was very emotional. And I hadn't really paid much attention to stuff like that. It's not my kind of TV, but apparently it's something fun to watch while I'm in the middle of work. Just watch, you know, a Got Talent show. And then I started watching, like, random episodes of The Voice. And I'm like, And I like the Australian one and the UK one way more than I like the American one. I like the judges better. I like the contestants better. Maybe because I do have a big fondness for the Aussies and the Kiwis. They're some of my favorite people. Like, with my work with Signum University, we run academic conferences called Moots all over the world. And I have to say, my favorite set of attendees to these Moots are the Aussies. Because they just have... And the Kiwis. They're kind of one group. Don't tell them I said that. It's not really fighting words down there. Because they're all basically those two countries against the world. But the Aussies and Kiwis are my favorite Moot attendees because there's just something very special about them. Of how they behave, how they love one another, you know, how everybody respects the indigenous population. And, you know, shows respect and awareness. And, you know, anytime they give a paper, they mention, you know, the land and whose it was first, etc., etc. And just the sheer joy that they have. Like, everybody is so warm and loving, and I really want to go there. Which makes me very sad that I can't go to Kiwi Moot next year. Because it's fucking expensive. You do welcome to country for almost everything? Yeah. And so, I could go to any of the towns that we've done a moot in, and I would find a friend there. Like, I would know somebody who lives there. Melbourne, Brisbane, Canberra, Sydney. I think the other place we haven't done a moot yet, like a major city, is we haven't done Perth yet.
A long-abandoned tower stands crumbling on the hillside. The upper floors have long since collapsed, but stairs lead down into the dark. No one has used the warehouses of Prepper's Cove for years, officially anyway. Rumor has it that some of the local smugglers use the shacks as a rendezvous point.
Because the university, we actually set up a tour of both North Island and South Island in New Zealand for Kiwi Moot next year. And I just want to go. I just really want to go. Problem is, we had to limit to 64 participants due to the fact that we will be... The North Island tour includes a visit to Hobbiton, and the whole Hobbiton tour thing, they can only accommodate a party of up to 64. Which is kind of unfortunate because they really should be able to do 144, because that's a very Tolkienian number. That was the number of attendees, officially invited attendees to Bilbo's party. One gross, if you will. Which, of course, offended everybody because you don't refer to people as a gross.
Of the headland at night.
So far, I'm not doing too bad with this character. Though I'm not really doing any quest boss or anything like that. So, of course, the quest boss will be way tougher than... Have fun with the uses. Are going to be way, the quest bosses will be way tougher than just random landscape mobs. go up the hill. Oh, that's right. I'm doing single weapon fighting, so I shouldn't have a weapon in my offhand. So putting an orb in there was a good idea.
This ring of ancient standing stones commands a fine view of the sea. Yet, for some reason, it gives you an uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, better you than me, buddy. Let's have the Harley come over and help. Ooh, Black Pearl Ring. That when I hit level 29 is actually going to be really good. That's going to be useful for this character. Really, really nice. Okay, let's go see if the crocodile is home. Hitting things with living. Meteor swarm, so much fun. So, hey y'all, what y'all have for supper tonight? Or, in Foffer's case, what did you have for breakfast? The Black Pearl Ring, it's okay, but then the rum will be gone? Yeah, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. It happened.
It looks as though many travelers have used this campsite to pass the night over the years.
What was that? That was a meteor swarm. I appreciate meteor swarm if it's my meteor swarm. Meatloaf and potatoes? Ooh, that sounds tasty. That hit a lot of dudes. I got knocked down, but I'll get back up again. Okay, Fire Beetle is home. So we're gonna hit him with a cold spell. And another cold spell. And my meteor swarm. Def did not like that. What, you didn't like your supper? Hi, Storm Lost. Oh. So she walked across the desk and I put my hand out and she went boop into my hand, and then she turned around and ran away. Because I think she was going to go for the window. I should have let her. Fire Beetle did not like the cold spell. No, no, no. I always used to think there was something cool over there. Like a rare, but the rare is never there. Dinner was great, yeah. It does sound good. I haven't made a meatloaf of my own in forever. Okay, game lag. Okay, sometimes there's a rare there, and he's not home now. There's trolls there. He'll go to the house down by the seaside. You want to make a pot roast? Ooh, pot roasts are nice. And I have an instant pot, so I could do a pot roast anytime I want to. Pot roast sounds really good. One other thing that I do, because you can, one of the fun facts is, oh well, not so fun fact is steak is freaking expensive. So instead of getting a ribeye and putting that on the grill, not that I've used my grill in like forever, you can get like the pot roast. Like the chuck roast thing instead. And instead of making a pot roast with it, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with pot roast because they are extremely savory and very tasty. But if you want to do like a poor man's grilled steak, chuck roast will do ya. Because of the marbling, basically.
A lone cottage stands here, abandoned and overgrown.
It's abandoned and overgrown. Alright, let's go see if the floofy kitty cat is... Would you guys stop beating up on all the rats? Alright, we got you. And now, one thing I would like to point out is I'm actually running without any of my buffs on, which I probably should turn on. But I seem to be doing okay without them. I'm not fussed about. I would use them more if I was actually in a quest. Zorch! I do like me. Sapphire Spyglass. Dex Eversight. Mythic Trinket Boost. Okay. And the Blazing Robe of Death block. Well, when I hit level 31, that will be amazing. Yeah, Soul March is really good for just a crap ton of drops, but a lot of them are minor artifacts, so some of them are only situationally useful. Okay, is the Manticore home? Nope. Well, it's partly because I do have the 6-hour boost from the anniversary up. Hi, Stormlost.
Massive tracks in the mud lead to a dark and stinking den.
A dark and stanking den. Now I'm just playing with spells because I don't know what they do. So I will need to find a shrine at some point. Okay. No bullywug, dude.
You come across a crude statue of a giant frog. It seems to be made of packed dirt. At least, you hope it's dirt.
The fact that Standing Stone wrote that line and then the voice actor delivered it, oh man, so good. So good. What's going on in Discord tonight? I would also like to bring your attention to the fact that I will be doing a charity live stream right here starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Now, the purpose of that live stream will be to raise money for Extra Life, the Children's Miracle Network Hospital thing, and all donations will grant you the ability to request goodies off the community loot list based on whatever parameters Cordo sets up for it later this year. At least I assume that's how it's going to be because Cordo hasn't said no, and I did forget to ask. Yes, Eastern time. So basically server time. Now, it will involve the Lotro scavenger hunt in their anniversary, which is live right now. And I'm going to do all 11 years of the anniversary doing the Tales quests.
This small druid's grove is a quiet haven of peace.
Let's have everybody get their spell points back. You'll be working? He'll be happy to... well, yeah, happy to be working is... that's the thing. Rana! Rana! Shrine, please. Stop shooting at things. Garrett, what are you doing? What do I get? What do I get? Okay, okay. This is actually the shield that Gemstone is using right now. Because it's got a lot of good shiny things on it. Alright. Sunset in the salt marsh. So there will be a link that'll be in chat on Saturday. We're going to start at 10 a.m. Eastern and run until I'm done. Which, when I ran it before, let's see. Okay, I lost my place. When I ran it previously, I'd start at noon and end around 1:32 in the morning. So I figured if I start at 10, I might get done by midnight. Ish. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. There will be VODs. I believe what we normally wind up doing is cutting them down into like for every the way they do it is they have these cards that you pick up, and each card has a 3 quests on it. It's like, okay, for year 1 you got to do this quest, or this quest. You pick one of the 3 and it completes that card, and then you go on. And I always choose the ones that are based on the characters, because it tells their story of, you know, what happened to them during the story of Lord of the Rings. And the other ones are more like, oh, well, you can do a whole bunch of instanced content, or you could go visit a whole pile of places. But the story ones are more appealing to me.
This is the lizard folks' new lair.
So that's how I like to roll. And then there's an epilogue, which was adorable. And there's some other things that go on in the anniversary event as well that need to be done.
Sunk very recently. The main cabin appears to be completely intact. There was a battle here, and judging from the corpses, it was a battle that the lizard folk clearly lost. The Sahuagin have captured the seaside fortress from the lizard folk. They're using it as their base of operations for their invasion of the coast.
Three more spots to find. This is one of them.
The deck is littered with dead sailors. They didn't die in the wreck. Their wounds suggest that they were slain with spears.
Wow, missed that one entirely.
large hole leads down beneath the earth. Strange sounds and a stranger smell from the burrow.
One last spot to find. Alright, what spot did I miss? The giant skeleton? Did I... Are you oh man, I ran right past it. Alright, well that one's an easy one to get. I think I went up the hill to where the puzzle was before getting the actual ding for the giant skeleton. And you can definitely tell the salt marsh and the wade water in Lotro share the same kind of vibe.
The vast skeleton.
There we go. Crap ton of XP for that.
You idly wonder.
And now we're gonna recall out.
Years or centuries.
So the question is, do I want to rerun Salt Marsh? Or, well, I have to kick this guy's ass first. Alright, now let's try to recall out. So we have a good pile of characters that have not been on the show yet. We've got my human Blightcaster, my Dhampir Dragon Lord Rogue, my brand new Dragon Disciple, my Seasons of the Fae, a Symphony of the Fae character who has yet to die. She's the one I did most of my hardcore rewards on, other than the cloak, which I made a different character for. A dragonborn celestial warlock named Celestial. We have a human caster druid, an Eladrin sacred fist. It helps if I click the yes button, doesn't it? My human alchemist, dragonborn cold sork, a tabaxi trailblazer, brand new stick monk. I don't know how to, I haven't even finished setting that one up, I don't think. My former main, I guess my off main, just came off of the ban list. We got a level 26 Morning Lord Cleric, a Dhampir Dark Bargainer. My actual main hasn't been picked yet. My Shatterkai Critzilla hasn't been picked. My Arty Barty Warlock Party was on the second session. We haven't got my Purple Dragon Knight, though I have to put her back in her armor. I scavenged a bit of armor off of her, so I would have to re-gear her before I played her. And then we have an Eladrin Bow Paladin with Splash Ranger Rogue. We have a didn't we play? Hold on, wasn't Silver Axes? Now I'm confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Didn't we play Silver Axes one day? Oh, I know. I played her when the new quest pack dropped. Because she was the only character I had that was in range to do them on, yeah. Brand new Thrower Monk. I've never played. Can run. We've got a Wood Elf Ranger Rogue. We've got a Warforged Caster Artie. We've got Storm Lost, the Tabaxi Storm Singer. Top to the Hand, which is my new Arcane Trickster. Thief is my Tabaxi Dark Hunter, who's over on Cormyr. We've got Thunderstorm, which is outside my house, but also a half-elf Air Sork. And then we've got Tyrion, my WoW in-joke. He's an ASMR Paladin. I went with the ASMR Paladin rather than Human Paladin just because ASMR looked better. And, you know, having the lay on hand, the extra healing hands is really nice. And then Winter, my Cold Druid, who's over on Cormyr. Very Amish. If you made a Warlock Dragonborn and used Cordo's naming scheme, they would be Wagonborn. Oh my god, no! No! Montclair! That was very bad. I appreciate it, though. Alright. Somebody named their character Pain in the Ass. Nice. Or Oregon Trail. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to actually sell things. Because that was smart of me. Actually, I would like to get some broccoli juice. And some crispy bacon. Thank you. There, so... Let's snack on the bacon. Let's eat the bacon. So one of the fun things I found... Ooh, by the way, you look pretty nice over there. I found when I was cycling through my characters the other day that apparently I, for some reason, managed to wind up getting another stash of the Ultimate Sharn Supplies, which basically gave me a pile of things. That I don't think I was necessarily supposed to get again. Basically I got a pile of spirit cakes. Got 20 greater treasure hunters elixirs. Got major guild renown elixirs. Mirrors of glamoring. I'm like, what? And also the dimensional augment bag, like a second one. So what I did is I went and divvied up all of the crap in my main dimensional augment bag. So this one now only has filigrees in it and the sentient jeweler's toolkit, right? Wait, hold on. What's that topaz doing in there? Come here. You're not supposed to be in there. So basically, this is all sentient stuff, or supposed to be. Oh, shit. Well, let's get those out of there. Bone Picker, that's Isle of Dread. That's an augment thing. Good thing I'm cleaning this up, right? And also, this is where I keep my Sparks of Logic, just to get them out of the way. So I thought I had 60 Sparks of Logic, or 60. I knew I had 68. Didn't realize I actually had 88 of them. I guess I'm going to travel back in time. No, that's not miles an hour. I can't remember the last time I drove my car 88 miles an hour, but it was an accident, I assure you. I'm not even kidding. I was just cruising along on a straight stretch. Weather was nice, and was just singing along to whatever song was playing. And then I realized, and you know, my car doesn't. The first car I ever owned would start wiggling pretty badly when it got over like 75 miles an hour. It hated 80, much as anything else. So. But my current ride is smooth. So it doesn't mind going 80 plus miles an hour. However, I don't normally drive that fast. And I don't think I've ever done so. Okay, maybe once I did it deliberately. And there was a reason for that. There actually was a reason for it. Alright, I'm going to put these over here so I remember to put them in the right place. Alright. Barbarian Arakokra. I'll just call him Barbara. You know, if you got a barbarian... sheep. Well, there's also, if you've ever heard of Fenton, the Death Sheep from Hell, subject of a wonderful song by Mr. Tom Smith. As covered by Worm Quartet. I actually like the Worm Quartet cover more than the original. Don't tell Tom Smith, they're both friends. Much like I also love Possible Oscar's cover of Tom Smith's song Dead Again, more than I like the original, because both of these other performers are more rock and roll, and Tom is a folk singer. But yeah, Google Worm Quartet Fenton, or I think he called the song Death Sheep or something. I don't remember, but it's so good. It's so good. All right, hold on. I'm getting tagged in a Discord again. Hi. Yep. Somebody was asking for help getting into the Mythgard kinship. And I'm like, well, here's what you gotta do. Talk to one of the officers. Bertrand, you're one of the officers. They don't know this, by the way. But I'm also like, I'm streaming right now and I'm not playing Lotra. I'm not gonna hop out just to invite somebody to the kinship. I love you all, but no. Okay, so do we want to do Salt Marsh again? Or do we want to do another wilderness? We can go to Feywild. We can go to well, we are in Saltmarsh. We can go to Ravenloft. Ravenloft isn't quite as much fun for me because it's such a monstrously huge. I mean, Ravenloft's wilderness is bigger than Myth Draenor's. I'd actually rather go to Myth Draenor's just for giggles. But Feywild is also a good choice as well. Or if we wanted to challenge ourselves, we could go to Lamortia. What do you think? Lamortia is the smallest one, I think. Feywild is the second smallest, and then we've got Myth Draenor, then we've got then we got Ravenloft. Of the ones that are listed here. Yeah, either of those. That doesn't help, Ravenwolf. Pick one. Pick one. Myth, Feywild, or Myth? Okay, Myth. We're going to Myth Draenor. It is actually my favorite wilderness overall because I love me some fucking old growth forests. And I learned I loved old growth forests by playing an old game Daybreak used to have. It was actually under the SOE aegis before SOE became Daybreak. And Landmark grew out of EverQuest Next. May they both rest in peace. And I know exactly whose fault it was. They don't exist anymore. Ironically, I'm acquainted with the guy, and I'm okay with the dude. I mean, there's no chaos or drama there. But I kind of know whose fault it is. Only because I've heard the story straight from people who work for him. So, okay, let's get the hires going. Myth Draenor is also one of those places that I haven't regularly done the Explorer or the Journals quests. So I probably should spend more time doing those. And no, we are not going to go visit the Purple Worm. It's not going to happen. No. Everybody on aggressive. Oh, why do I want that button? Alright. Amareth, you're allowed to be incorrect. But then again, you know, that's always a matter of taste. I like that it's large. I don't find it boring at all. I love the music. I love the old growth forest. I mean, this is an aesthetic that I appreciate. Now, I would say that it could stand to be smaller than what it is, for sure. Now, these guys will be tougher because these are CR35s. And Feywild, or Saltmarshes, they were CR32. Oh, man. So we should hopefully get more XP for these guys. But I was reminded by author Christy Golden that I should be excellent to each other. In other words, I should not be a jerk to other people in her timeline. But this is my place. So my opinions prevail. So I love Myth Draenor. But I do recognize that it's not to everyone's liking or taste, and that's okay. Because if everybody liked the same thing, life would be boring. Life would be as boring, huge, and empty as you say this wilderness is. Though I would definitely agree that there could do to be less of Myth Draenor's wilderness.
My anticipation of the threat they have foreseen hangs over me.
You know, I was talking about fire elementals and cold stuff.
Tells me all I need to know.
Zorch.
I am ready.
Yeah, if we all like the same thing, we'd be fist fighting over the last blue die and it'd be no good. Yeah, it would definitely not be fun. Because you'd all lose. It wouldn't be any fun for any of you guys. I think I want 17. I think I'm going to go with the Cone of Cold rather than the Ray of Cold. Oh, Owlbear, are you home now? Is this the spot? I don't think it's the spot. I think the owlbear is normally here. Ow. You can make a bank out and call it Cobalt. Oh my god. That's bad. I like it. Actually, I think the owlbear is supposed to be by this rock. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be around here. Alright. Let's go see if the water weird is in the lake. The little pond. Well, I think somebody asked Severlin. Was it Severlin or was it? No, something Steelstar offered. The last time Steelstar did like a coffee chat in Discord, he offered up that, you know, he would love to have playable kobolds in the game, but unfortunately kobolds present a number of challenges that prevents them from becoming a playable. So it always sounds to me like they would love to do it. Like, it's like psionics. It's like they would love to do it, but the way things work, they're not really compatible with, so they have to either wait for the tech to appear, or, I don't know, make some adjustments. So Amelia Tyler, the voice actress,
all walks of life existed together in harmony.
was supposed to be at PAX East.
So much conversation. My old soul got used to the company. Could have stayed there forever. That forever now exists solely in the past.
I do have to say it's actually kind of hard to navigate Midrunner when it's raining out. It's like, okay, I know where I'm supposed to turn, but I can't see where I'm going. Okay, I remember it's always bang or right at this little stage, or this little porch. Yay, the potted plant is home. Okay, this will be fun. Let's talk to the potted plant. already got a piece of trash. So yeah, those rings drop like candy, so they're not really worth. But yeah, Silverland acknowledged that psionics is something he would love to do, but he also understands that it would be very difficult to import that into DDO. So I think kobolds would also be a thing. They would need their god of animation, Rob Ty, whom I have actually met when he was doing the rigging work and the animation work on Shelob for Lotro for the Remachant raid. One of the few times I was privileged to go visit the old office. So that was really, really cool. I do miss the days of them having an office because, you know, if you're in Boston for PAX East and you're not a jackass, you can politely ask Cordo and say, hey, I would really love to come visit the office. Do you mind? And he was generally pretty cool about it if he knew who you were and knew that you'd be cool and that you would honor an NDA. Because guess what? You have to sign an NDA. Okay, they're not home. I think I'm under like... I can't even tell you how many NDAs I'm under from Turbine and Standing Stone. Because in my eyes, unless you're told an NDA is over, it's still in force. And you see this rock here? I'm going to call this Dwayne's little brother. Because this is the same shit that happened that caused Dwayne to happen in Lotro. Only it doesn't affect you actually traveling past the rock. Do druids in the ship get wild shape? Yes, we do. Durwolf. So yeah. And druid is one of the classes that does not actually have an iconic yet. Because anytime they come out with a new race, the new race has an iconic that starts at level 15. Except for Eladrin, which got one that was both iconic and an archetype, which caused all kinds of problems. Because the archetype wasn't free. It wasn't included in the... It was so weird. They had to do some jiggery pokery to fix it. We're gonna ride now because it's a long ways to the next one. But we don't know yet what the Duergar's iconic is going to be. But Druid is a possibility. Alchemist seems to be another possible frontrunner. That also doesn't have an iconic either. So, like, the Eladrin iconic was a level 15 wild mage. The Dhampir, you know, the half-vampire dudes, their iconic was a dark bargainer, which is basically a warlock archetype. Or, I'm sorry, a warlock iconic. Alright, are you home? Oh, you're not home. And the sad thing is you can't find out that the crocodile isn't home unless you're like halfway across the lake. But yeah, this landscape is this is my home slice. So back in the day there was a game called Landmark that had a biome that was very much like this. And I loved Landmark so much because it wasn't a full MMO. It was basically a building game as if it were EverQuest. And that was originally what Landmark was supposed to be. It was the building tools that the devs were using to make EverQuest Next. And so Dave Georgeson was like, I like playing with the building shit, so we're gonna spin this off as its own separate game. And that's where things went loony because it fractured the team. Caused all kinds of problems, and eventually both games wound up shuttering. Well, actually, okay, we want to go get the exploration thing for being over here. The graveyard. Home to one of my favorite quests in the game, honestly. The quest in here is so much fun, at least if you do the puzzle at the beginning. The rest of the quest is pretty pedestrian, honestly. Am I gonna get it? No? Okay. whatever. But the beginning sequence where you're trying to do the logic puzzle to figure out where the target, the objective is supposed to be.
High mages and ordinary folk alike. Their bodies hold our memories. Friendships to me are so fleeting. But I will keep my heart open, even as a Baelmore. I must strive to live.
So this voice actress was supposed to be a PAX East, but apparently she took ill. I don't know if she actually made it to Boston and then got sick, or she got sick before she was supposed to go to Boston. Either way, she was scheduled to be on one of the panels I got invited to attend, and I was looking forward to it, and then I found out that she was sick and couldn't make it. Very sad. Okay, you're not home either. So Druid can get Wolf, Dire Wolf, Flame and Fire Elementals. The Blight Caster, which is the archetype for Druid, you get like Plague Wolf and Plague Bear or whatever. A little bit different. Oh wait, there's a thing back here. Oh. There's a couple of the scrolls back here. There's one that's up here on that shelf up there. We're gonna go for that one first. But I do want to go back and do those other two quests when you're watching Modify, or at least record them and put out a video, because I think you really need to hear the music, especially for the one they call the Ghostbusters one.
Ildranath and his warrior maidens bested countless threats from our city. The maidens themselves were powerful enough that Ildranath became purely their mentor. He disappeared after he retired.
We find out what's happening.
With them for the rest of their lives.
I don't think this one triggers. No, it doesn't. I'm a bit scattered tonight. I do apologize. There we go.
Eternal God of time, who preserves our history by hearing our prayers, winding his timepiece again and again. Through these years, only the most prophetical soul could shake him from his rest. Until then, he sleeps.
Alright, let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. The easiest way to find what I'm looking for is, first of all, let's move the map over here to this corner. And not you. There. We'll head toward the Erythlium, and what we're looking for is on the rare is on the back side of the Erythlium. And then the front side where the door is, there'll be a place we can visit and get an exploration tick done. Excuse me. Alchemist, Artificer, Druid, and Favored Soul are the ones without iconics. So the question is, which one would work best with a dwarf race? Okay, you're not home. Oh, it done pissed everybody off. I'm not... Wow. I'm not finding a lot of the exploration.
This was a fabled school
Oh, there we
of
go.
wizardry. Apprentices flocked here to learn the arcane arts, back when the Empire was at its height. And here those apprentices died, during the titanic battle in which Mythdraenor fell.
And the story of Mythdraenor is actually really sad. Damn red wizards. So that was the first exploration point?
Wizards from all over the city once met inside this hall. Here they demonstrated new spells, took on apprentices, and traded arcane materials. It was one of the last places to fall. The scars of the last battle can be seen throughout the city. Vast craters where entire neighborhoods used to be.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if Mr. Ogrebutt is here. Nope, doesn't look like he's home. No, Mr. Ogrebutt. Ow! We're gonna run under here. Low bridge.
Deadly creatures infest the ruins of the fallen city. One of them has clearly made this cave its lair.
That would be the purple worm. Which, in my humble opinion, the purple worm was a distinct reference to a TV show, a series called Faster Purple Worm. Kill! Kill! That is published or produced by Beetle and Grimm, and hosted primarily by a gentleman by the name of Bill Rehor, whom I met at Gen Con last year, and his partner in crime, one Mr. John Ciccolini. That name sounds familiar because it is Severlin's actual brother. Is the regular DM for Faster Purple Worm Kill Kill. And Sev actually did an episode of that series. I think it was episode 15 of the season 1. I could be wrong. 15, 16, something like that. The adventure... And the premise of Faster Purple Worm Kill Kill is the 4 players will be facing a danger. I think I'm in the wrong spot. Am I in the wrong spot? I am in the wrong spot, I think. No, I might actually be in the... Yeah, I'm in the right spot. Here's the House of Song. You have a bug from them? Sweet. So, they occasionally do live shows at Gen Con. And Seb actually DM'd one of their sessions. Actually DM'd like a 5-person table at Gen Con last year. But there's like a big, a live show at Gen Con. And I want to try to get to it this year. Okay, why am I getting tagged in Slack now? Oh, because I helped report something that was reported to me about something that didn't go through the thing okay. And my regional moot coiner has done some amazing work today. Sweet. And he'll be announcing that soon. It's not my place to announce stuff. There we go. I was like, why didn't it trigger? Okay, Ossium, are you home?
It's said that at
No.
night, mournful music sometimes can be heard from within.
Let's go to the Onaglim right here. So one thing I am noticing, it's probably because I'm so under level, is that the ticking of the locations is taking way longer.
The dwarves built
There we
the House
go.
of Gems
Some of them
as a
are triggering
place where the
immediately,
city's
some of them
gem
ain't.
cutters could raid, trade, and safely store jewels.
Grade and trade. But yeah, I'm sure they're going to be doing something at Gen Con again this year, because it seems like a good time to be had for all. But my favorite part of going to Gen Con is I get to see my sister, because she works for Asmodee. Asmodee? And I'm reminded I actually... occasionally I get to work with her as a contractor, working for a company that is contracted to Asmodee to help with the Catan booth, which is always fun. And I keep forgetting to put in the app for that. I should probably do that. And other fun things that go on, We're gonna follow this road, see where it takes us. But this year I might actually not work the event, because one thing, the past 3 years I've been working as a contractor to, you know, at the Catan booth, is the fact that I never actually got to see the rest of the convention. And I was working all day long, and it was always so tired by the time I got done working that I didn't want to go do anything. I just wanted to get supper and go log in, do my daily dice kind of things. You know, if there was an event going on in either game, Locher or DDO, I'd want to do my dailies, whatever. And it's just like, I kind of want to just actually attend Gen Con attend Gen Con. And one thing I did notice, at least last year, was that the Purple Worm shows were sold out because when we work as contractors, thunder and lightning, we don't get badges until, like, we get exhibitor badges, which are really nice because it means we can be on the show floor early, we can be on the show floor late, but the downside is we're expected to work like all day, and it was a little bit of an issue where some people wanted to, you know, it's like, well, I got this other event to go to. I'm like, bro, you signed up to work. You know, you're volunteering to work, and you said you were available. So it's not my concern to schedule or anything. But it's like, if you are offering to work and you have a schedule, and we were expected to work like a full schedule. And some of the jobs are easier than others. Let's be honest. Some of the jobs were definitely easier than others. My particular task is always pretty easy.
The Empire is gone. Silent monuments remain.
Can't see how you like it. And so, like, some of the folks who were working were like, well, I want to go do this other thing. And I'm like, well, do what you like after the show floor is closed. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But there's also, it's like, there's stuff to do in the middle of the day when I'm supposed to be working. I was very fortunate that they let me have, like, an extra hour for lunch one day, so I got to hang out with Cordo and his kid. We had some really good Indian food for lunch. One of my colleagues had mentioned, oh yeah, there's this Indian booth, this Indian food booth that's hiding under one of this place and this other place, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. But oh my god, the food was so good. And so that was fun. I just got to, you know, hang out with Cordo informally and just shoot the breeze. Because you want to go hang out with your friends, right? Hello. Alright, I'm just going to have to hit this guy with stuff. Because I'm pretty sure he's immune to all of my stuff. Because we both undead, right? Well, he's not immune to that. Got him. Yeah, conventions are a lot. And speaking of a lot, let's see who wins the points code. If you have put your word points in chat, if you're interested in winning 100 DDO points. And then I can continue running around the damn landscape. And next week we'll do another roll and see who we play on DDO stream. I don't know what I'll be doing on DDO stream on next Sunday night. My next stream after tonight will be Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing. Because Thursday is the basically whatever I feel like playing night. So sometimes it might be World of Warcraft. Hardly anybody watches it. And which kind of sucks because y'all miss the good shit in WoW. I completed a solo challenge. And I'll be honest, it's Blizzard's fault that I completed it because it was way too easy. And I got myself a sweet blue and silver mount in the World of Warcraft. I made myself big. What did I just do? Look at that. I'm ginormous. Hi, Scamper. Oh, hi, Stormlost. Hi, Stormlost. So all the kitties want attention? Scamper wants attention, she comes on camera. She doesn't want this attention, so she gets pets. She's like, why did you pick me up? I just wanted pets. Hirelings can handle it, it's fine. But there are videos up on my YouTube channel showing not only, like, one of the fun parts is this challenge is it's you and a single hireling. And you can, the hireling in question is a lore character, in this case Valera Sanguinar, a Blood Elf Rogue. And what you do is this hireling, you can set, it's like Star Wars hirelings rather than DDO hirelings. In that, oh, that was funny. In that you can set them to tank, heals, or DPS.
This shrine has been abandoned
And
for
apparently
centuries.
they made this
But
way
centuries
too
before
easy
that,
for healers.
It was open to all
As
who
in,
served
if
Mystra
you
or
were set
sought the
to
blessing of the
heals,
goddess of magic.
and Valyria was set to DPS and not even tank, she could basically face roll this guy. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, because I need to be going this way. Yeah, I'm supposed to cut up here, not back there. So, in this particular fight, it's just a single boss fight. And at 75%, he summons a few small adds. A couple, like 2 or 3 small adds. And then at 50%, he summons like a bunch of small little adds. And then at 25%, he summons a third add during these. And while he's summoning these dudes, he's not fighting. You're not attacking him directly. You have to clear his adds. And you have to do it fast enough before he comes out of this intermission phase. And overall, the fight wasn't too terribly mechanically difficult. It literally was, don't die. Oh, snick. It literally was like, don't die. Keep your companion alive because she can do whatever. And debuff the thing that he hits you with every 30 seconds.
Others. Dwarves and humans made their homes here, built their own neighborhoods, dreamed their own dreams.
And overall, the fight wasn't that difficult. And the fight only has 2 difficulties. It has question mark and then double question mark. And question mark is, there's this thing called delves in WoW that's basically like delvings in Lotro. But these things have 11 tiers, and you can do the single question mark version of the solo fight once you've cleared a tier 7 delve. And then you could do the double question mark one once you clear a level 10 or tier 10 delve. And when you have the companion Valyria on heals or on DPS, and you just stand back and heal, she just wipes the floor with everything, and you just sit back and watch. It was actually insanely easy once I figured out the mechanics. So, like, once he hit 75%, then they started putting these paint sprays, like, basically like grease on the floor. And then there's like one splat of grease or paint across the floor. And then they did, like, at the 50% phase, they did like 2 splats. And then, and then during the 3rd phase, they added a singularity that would draw you closer to it if you were on the same side of the room as it or within its proximity. And so mechanically, you couldn't just stand around. And as a healer, it was super easy mode. And there was a YouTuber had put out a video saying exactly how to beat the fight. Should pay attention to what I'm doing before I die. And so there's a video on my channel showing you how I did the fight from stem to stern. So no chicanery, no shenanigans, no cut to distant shot or something like that. And then I also made a quick short of a specific moment at the very tail end of the last run that I did, because I did like 5 on stream on Saturday, on was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. And then I was like, oh, God, I'm gonna try this again once I'm off stream. Had a little bit of a break, whatever. And so I went back the 6th time and just kicked his ass. And the thing is, once you complete that fight on solo, I mean, you can do it with friends, but you don't get the achievement. If you do the fight solo before the next season comes out, then you get a special blue and silver mount. Okay, he's not home. We'll go get the tower over here and then recall. And then I will do the giveaway. And so I was actually kind of proud of myself because you had to have a certain gear level. And so I put in the work to earn the gear that I needed to do the thing. I leveled up the companion to do what I needed to do. And so I did the work.
Tower stood here once, overlooking
Which
a
is
bustling
really
square
nice.
and a
You know,
busy street.
putting in the work, getting
Now
the stuff
tower
done.
is gone, collapsed in upon itself.
So I was real proud of myself for managing that. Though I do acknowledge that it was easier than it should have been for what it was billed as. It was billed as, this is the Nemesis fight, this should be tough. Only good players should be able to get this. And the fact that I got it meant that it wasn't tough enough. So, it is what it is. Alrighty. So, let's, we'll save these, because I can turn them into sentient food if all else fails. And let me do the giveaway. Giveaway, giveaway, giveaway. It's Divine Sword. I've seen that person in Twitch chat before. Alrighty. Giveaway close. Giveaway. Draw. Raven Wolf won the code. Raven Wolf won the code. Alright. Let me grab this code. And let me send you a whisper. Do. Alright, let me know if you have any problems with this code, okay? Get that message out of the way. I can't read what's going on because of this notification. Come on, come on. Fade away. There we go. Yeah, let me know if there's any kind of problem with it. If there is, I will shake down Cordo and get another one for you. Alright. Let me know. Alright. Save that file because it's complete. Okay. Thursday, actually, now that I'm thinking about Thursday, I might do a Lotro stream. Even though I'm going to be spending a shit ton of time in Lotro this upcoming weekend. Again, charity fundraiser for Extra Life. The link will go directly to Extra Life. I do not touch a single dime of it. And I'm going to speak for Cordo, and hopefully he doesn't yell at me later. But any donations will be counted to the big Extra Life charity push that the team does at the end of the year. So we shall see what happens. This will actually be the first year that we'll have a Lotro and DDO creator teams at the time of Extra Life. So I wonder how we're going to work with that. Because previously it was just the stream teams who participated in it. But now we got all these other folks who don't stream on Lotro or DDO stream. And I want to know how Corda's going to handle that because, you know, we set up a whole schedule and everything and do a stream day. I'm thinking maybe we should invite these people to come stream on Lotro stream or DDO stream for the day or something. Well, that's up for Cordo. That's a Cordo problem to deal with. Anywho, I'd like to thank y'all for being here. Again, I'll be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night I've got class. Wednesday night I've got class. Plus, I have to actually get off my ass and start putting out my short PAX East videos or they won't let me have a content creator badge again next year. Which will kind of suck, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, I just need to get to work on those. Anyhow, be good. If you can't be good at it. And yeah, I will see you in the funny pages. Bye.